Hi guys, welcome to ComfortLifeChannel. I'm so happy to see you here today. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 healing spices. Well, I definitely should mention here that there are a lot more spices that I think are supposed to be on this list, so I will probably make more videos in the future about the other great spices. Well, the thing with spices is that they possess extraordinary health benefits, and yet they are so affordable and they are so delicious if you use them in cooking, let's say. And most of the spices I've chosen today will be for like digestion, because digestion is something that could bother people, you know, from day to day. And it could be, I'm not saying it could be an underlying disease, but just, you know, with our not perfect diet and so on, people always long for medication. But we should know, and you should know, that there are so many spices and like that really help, and you shouldn't really rely on the drugs that will not help you to fix the condition that well. And besides, the spices are all natural and they have absolutely the same effect, and they have no side effects. The first spice I would love to start with is turmeric. I love turmeric, and probably you're familiar with that spice. It has a very yellow color. Mustard also has some turmeric. Basically, turmeric is the only edible form of curcumin, so you need to eat that a lot. What's good about curcumin is that it's an effective ingredient in turmeric, and it helps to prevent cancer and fight cancer as well. It's really good for breast cancer, according to the studies. And the reason that it really is so effective, you know, for the cancer treatment is that it prevents the oxidation and also reduces the inflammation in your body. Basically, these two are one of the most the most important underlying conditions that cause most of the chronic diseases. Turmeric has the same effect that most anti-inflammatory drugs have, and it is the studies have proven that it has the anti-inflammatory effect absolutely the same, and maybe better than aspirin and ibuprofen. And besides that, of course, it prevents oxidation. It's a powerful antioxidant. So basically, it is so great spice for you to use, and you can use it in cooking so easily. You just could add it to soups, to, you know, when you sauteing vegetables, when you frying your onions, whatever, to the casseroles, just anything. And you could also prepare the turmeric golden milk, which is also good. And you could even use it on your skin, because it it is said it helps to prevent acne. Of course, if you take it internally, it has absolutely the same effect. Besides that, turmeric may also help to prevent and treat the gallbladder diseases, the depression, the type 2 diabetes, as I said, the acne, the allergies, infections, and many others. I will put the list of all this in the description down below. As far as buying turmeric is a root, so mostly often it's sold ground, and I would recommend you to buy the one that comes from India. And I have read that there are two regions in India where it comes from, and it's better to get the one that comes from the Alleppey, I think I'm gonna say it right, because they said it has more curcumin ingredient in it compared to the one that comes from Madras, again if I say it right. So if you can find that one, perfect, so go for it. The next spice that I want to talk about is cinnamon. I'm actually a huge fan of cinnamon, and you know, it's so easy to use it in cooking. You could just add it on everything, you know, baked apples, pears, your oatmeal, you could bake with it, you could add it to the pumpkin soup. You could also just make a great cinnamon tea, which is good for actually losing weight as well. And the reason cinnamon is so good is that it helps with controlling the blood sugar. So basically, it manages glucose, the blood sugar, and it also is good for the cardiovascular health. And the studies show that cinnamon can mimic the insulin, the action of insulin. You know, insulin, it's the hormone that regulates blood sugar. And what happens, the excess sugar moves out of the blood into the cells. But besides that, cinnamon is also great for preventing and treating such conditions as insulin resistance, cancer, polycystic ovarian syndrome, vaginal yeast infection, wounds, food poisoning, heart disease, and thyroid problems. When you are buying cinnamon, of course it is generally recommended so you get it in sticks and then grind it, but I understand that it's not probably convenient most of the time. So if you're getting it ground, make sure you get the one that comes from Ceylon, because it is said and believed that it is like the best quality cinnamon out there. And if you actually see the difference in price, it will be considerable compared, you know, from the cinnamon that comes from any other places. The next spice that I really love using in cooking is fennel. You know, actually fennel seeds. It is recommended for you to get seeds though, and then, you know, if you need to grind them, so you could use the ground fennel, do it on your own. Well, fennel is so great for digestive disorders, and it is also great, you know, to use, let's say, for the infant colics. People use fennel as a sort of a digestive after meals. I know they use it in India just by chewing fennel seeds. And let's say you are feeling extremely gassy, something happened, and you want to get a fast relief. What I recommend to do is you could get a tablespoon of fennel seeds and grind them, and then sort of try to chew them, and then you sort of eat them, following with a glass of warm water. That should really help you a lot. And you could of course do fennel tea, you know, it's even sold, you know, in the tea bags, but I definitely recommend you to make your own from the, you know, whole product. And you could use it in cooking so much. I add it to stews, you know, casseroles, soups. It tastes just wonderful. And besides that, fennel is good for, you know, it actually helps to relieve, you know, menstrual cramps in women, as well as anti-inflammatory drugs. So it's a good point to know. As far as other diseases, it might help with irritable bowel syndrome. It helps with Alzheimer's, with cancer, with stroke, high blood pressure, and many other things. I will list, as I said, everything below. The next thing I definitely had to put on this, that will be ginger. Everybody knows about ginger, that it's like a great spice for you to use. And as far as ginger, you know, you could use it in smoothies. You could buy it raw, you know, not ground, not dried, and that's preferably recommended. But of course, if you want to use it, you know, in soups, sometimes it's easier to use the ground one. Of course, you can make a great ginger tea. I normally make it with lemon. You can sweeten it with a little bit of honey. And when I make the ginger tea from the fresh ginger root, I never peel the skin. So that's what I advise you to do as well. And then ginger is one of like the most anti-nausea spice out there. It helps with queasiness a lot. It might help with morning sickness. It helps with vomiting. It helps with gas and upset stomach and diarrhea as well. Plus, ginger is a warming spice, so it has promotes a great circulation in your body. Plus, if you're taking lots of those non-steroidal drugs like aspirin or ibuprofen, ginger will greatly help you to prevent the air clears in your stomach, because this medication is really not good and it's hard on your stomach, so make sure you know that. So because ginger is an anti-inflammatory spice, it might help you with occasional pains. It's a pain relief. It might help with the migraines and headaches, and also it helps with the stroke, with heart problems, with all sorts of digestive disorders. It helps with as I said, morning sickness and queasiness and many others. And the last spice that I want to mention here is something that I just started incorporating in my cooking routine, and it's called coriander. It also possesses great digestive benefits because it eases the digestive disorders. It has sort of like special oils that are so powerful, and they are self-protecting antioxidants. Plus, coriander acts like an antispasmodic drug, which sort of relaxes the muscles, the digestive muscles, the contracted digestive muscle. That's why the studies say that coriander might greatly help with people, for people suffering with irritable bowel syndrome, when you experience symptoms as constipation, diarrhea, abdominal pain, cramping, bloatedness, and it also has the same relaxing effect, but on the arteries. That's why they say that this may be the reason why it helps to reduce the high blood pressure. So coriander also helps to reduce the lead poisoning, which is a good thing, I think. And as said, it's good for indigestion, for the flatulence, for the cramping that you might feel occasionally, for the colics. It's good for IBS, it's good for number 2 diabetes. It's good for your heart and cardiovascular health. It's good for such diseases as rosacea, psoriasis, and eczema. It's also great for your liver, and you know, has many other things that you will definitely need to consider when taking coriander. And as you see, all these spices is so easy to get and so easy to use. By the way, if you're getting coriander, there are 2 types of it, European and Indian, but they say the Indian coriander has some oils that are not found in the European coriander, so maybe that's like the one you would prefer, but they are a little bit different, but most likely they are interchangeable. Another advice I need to give you definitely is when you're buying the spices in a ground form, never get, I know it's better to get in bulk, but never get like humongous bags, because when they ground, the oils in them, they will dissipate pretty much after a few months. So you don't want to end up with something that doesn't possess that strong health benefits and even, you know, cooking benefits anymore. I do hope that you guys will like this list of healing spices and that you will try to use them as much as you can. It is so easy, and this is something your body could definitely rely on without having any side effects. You could just have delicious meals and at the same time experience all the health benefits that these spices give you. And as always, I wish you to stay very happy, very healthy, to be creative in your health routine, and just stay positive as much as you can. That's a very important thing in our life. And as always, put the thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you later.